Hi guys, and welcome back to Sea Power. My name's Sledge, and this is a continuance of Operation Catalyst that I've been running over for the last few days. We're now in part three, and I've just done a shot out on that ship that we didn't hit last time. So we're just going to follow that and then start getting these P3s organised to go and search for this submarine. So welcome back, and hope you enjoyed the scenario. Cheers. So if you are new to this channel and you're liking the content, please help me out and just like and subscribe. I'm not actually doing this as a real job, so I'm just playing around with this at the moment, just trying to showcase some of the Sea Power features. I'm going to try and do a mission editor tutorial soon. I know there's a few on YouTube, but sometimes I found they didn't explain some of the features that it does have that I wanted anyway. So I'm going to try and create a mission, and I'll walk you through that process myself. So, but anyway, look forward to doing that one, and just keep your eyes out for it.
Roger, go to altitude 6000.
You might put that P3 up a bit higher, just in case that might have interfered with the weapons radar last time.
Roger,
And we'll
turn
move him over here.
268. Roger, turn 274.
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever seen a harpoon miss, so that was interesting. Only thing I can come up with is maybe I released it its extended range, so it may have just detonated because it didn't have enough time or fuel in the missile to actually do its
Go times
attack
8.
profile.
Track.
it should start its pop-up attack in a minute. Oh, that was 100% better. Alright, so we just got the message there that that vessel has been destroyed. So now we're going to go off and try and find this submarine, which is going to be interesting. So I did find a useful trick with this, a tip with respect to the P3 dropping sonobuoys, is that if you select the DIFARs and then hit the Alt key and deploy it, it'll automatically create a search pattern for you. And so that's very handy because I found that I was a bit hit and miss just trying to manually do it yourself. So I'll just explain that now. So I'm just going to hit the DIFAR now. Hit Alt and you see there it's got some sort of a zigzag pattern there on a sonobuoy pattern. So that's very handy to know. So we're also going to take him down to 1,000 feet, 300 feet, sorry.
Roger, go to altitude 300.
Hopefully he gets there in time. He should have plenty of time to get there though. And for other P3, we're just going to do something similar, but just put the sonobuoys out just somewhere near that. Alright, so just got to wait for the P3s to get there and they'll start dropping the sonobuoys and we'll start the hunt for a Red October, so to speak.
Roger, go to altitude 300. Turn to course 089.
And we may as well get the Valley Forge involved in this sub hunt as well. So, but I just thought I'd just mention that there is an F10 menu you can hit, and it does a little bit of a dev console. There are some things in there, obviously, for testing and things like that you can do, but the other handy thing to do is if you hit F10, you can check your trigger statuses, which is very handy to see whether they've activated or not, or whether they're still in current progress. So I'll bring that up now quickly. So if you hit the General tab up here, then select Triggered, you can see that I've got 8 triggers in this mission, so you can see the first one's completed. And as I roll around through here, so the active trigger at the moment is submarine detected. So we need to find. We've destroyed that unit. the other trigger is to once the submarine's been destroyed. And the last trigger is the message day for end mission. So that's a basic scenario there, how you can quickly test your triggers and verify whether they've activated or not. But I'll go more into that once I create a mission, a scenario based on how to do mission editing. So yeah. So even though I've created this mission, the submarine is fairly hard to find. Um, because what they do is they do random stuff, like they go clear their baffles and things like that. So even if you thought they're going to be in that specific location, half the time it's not the case. So it is a bit hit and miss. But yeah, at the end of the day, it does take a bit, and I don't want to give anything away either by using a condition and showing an area where he might be. You know, I like to do it where you got to try and study and figure out exactly where they might be. You can use a trigger though if you wanted to. So once the unit enters a certain area, you can hide that trigger to both sides, and it will just give you a message saying, you know, it's 180 nautical miles northwest of blah, and then you can plot a course and try and see if you can find it that way, which is another way of doing it. Yeah, so I still am noticing I'm getting some micro stutters here and there with this game. I am using the latest NVIDIA driver, but I'm not sure really what's causing it. So at this stage, yeah, it's just, you know, luck of the draw, I guess. just another bit of useless trivia about the P3. It was based off the Lockheed Electra. Um, it uses the T56 engines, which I believe are the same that they use in the C-130 Hercules. These aircraft have been around a long time, but they've been slowly phased out and replaced by the P-8 Poseidon, which is a 737 modified aircraft to be do ASW slash whatever else they need to do with it. So yeah. Funny thing when I used to fly around in these things on deployments is that where the cabin door is there, used to sleep there with a mattress. It is the coolest place in the plane, and you didn't no one was walking over the top of you, so it was good fun. Alright, so it looks like we're getting closer now to drop these sonobuoys off. So those patterns got messed up a bit, so just did a quite little tweak to fix it up. I've read some articles in the Microprose Discord for this game about people having problems launching sonobuoys with the P3 Orion. I did initially have problems with it when I was doing manual runs with it, but since I found out this little trick to do the alt and just deploys a pattern, I haven't had that problem. So yeah, so maybe if any of you guys are watching it, maybe just try this and see how you go. Might just remove that sonobuoy. It doesn't look right there, so yeah.
Turn to course. 088, hell my.
One of the things I'd love to actually to have in this game is that do some air sea rescues. So I know with the P3 Orion here, you could have an air sea rescue kit. So if a sailor or something goes down, or you see a bunch of dudes in the water, you can drop one of those kits down. It gives them a life raft and some supplies, things like that, to keep them going until we can get a Navy ship there to help them out and rescue them. So hopefully we get there one day, but we'll see what happens.
Buoy away.
All right, that's our first drop. We'll continue on to do the pattern here and see if we can find anything. Looks like we got very, very lucky here. So we detected the Victor 3, and that's really good news because sometimes this can take you a while to find.
New submerged submarine. Contact detected.
Okay, so the submarine's up way up there. So okay, so this P3's got a pattern. It's going to come out soon.
Roger. Turn
I'll just put a
0,
pattern over
9,
here.
8. Roger that. Buoy away.
We'll still let the other P3 down there drop his sonobuoy pattern because if the submarine gets out of this area of influence for the sonobuoys here, he's tracking to the sort of southeast, I guess.
Buoy away.
Do a bit of fine tuning here to our pattern here just to make sure we keep him in range and we can detect him properly.
7019 is classified. Hostile submerged submarine.
Okay, good. So we've classified him, but we haven't actually identified him yet. So
Roger. Turn 117.
Just a change of plans here, we might change that slope. Just put a set of buoys on his track so we keep him arranged, and what we'll do is we'll prosecute an attack on him. It's always a good thing when you do an ASW, you've got to be patient with it so that you don't get that rush of blood and just start dropping torpedoes on him. I always like to do a sonobuoy pattern based off a guy I always watch, Subbrief, or Jive Turkey I think his name is, and just try and get those buoys in to try and track them. And then once you're happy with his direction and his classification, then come in behind him and drop some torpedoes to come in through his baffles.
Buoy away.
Always makes me laugh with those splashes of the sonobuoy. It's very, very loud, but you wouldn't really hear that. So.
Buoy away. Buoy away.
It's fortunate that the Persian Gulf is very shallow, so this guy can't really do a hell of a lot. But if this is out in the Atlantic or somewhere else, he's got a lot of depth to play with, so he can get his submarine down below the layer. But I believe there's no layer here, and to find that out, you just go down to this information bar down the bottom, and you can find out by the height, I think it is.
Buoy away.
Sorry, you'd have to click on a ship to find out where the layer is. You can do that with the Valley Full. So if you hover over the keel, you'll see there thermal layer is depth 0 feet. So basically, yeah, he can't go anywhere.
Buoy away. Buoy away. Roger. Turn.
Okay, so let's turn this P3 around, and what we're going to do is try and come in from behind that submarine based off his track, and we'll throw a couple of torpedoes in the water and see what happens. Other thing we can do too is do a mad strike on him to see if we pick up the magnetic thing. We might do that right.
Roger. Go to altitude. Roger. Turn. Roger. Turn. Roger. Turn. 294.
So this should get a mad strike on him if we go straight over the top of it. Because at the moment you can see that we've only detected him via sonar, but you should see an M turn up in that little bracket there, and it'll say M for mad.
Buoy away.
Not sure what the detection range is, but from what I can read is I think it's 1 nautical mile. So if you're within a 1 nautical mile, it should get a mad spike on it. Okay, so we've classified him as a Victor 3. And if you want to see what one looks, there he is sitting on the bottom of the ocean there. So it's not very deep at all. He's at a 451, no, 450 feet. So, okay.
Buoy away! New surface contact detected.
Okay, you can see that changed to S/M, so we did get a maggot strike on.
Roger, turn 316.
So we'll just fly Orion out there for a little bit, and then we'll bring him back in, come up with style pipe. Yeah, sorry, this video might be a little bit longer, but I mean, we're almost close to the end game now, so I'll just let it run. So when we get about 5 nautical miles away, we'll turn the aircraft back in on the submarine.
Roger, turn 126.
And usually based on the submarine, depending on how big it is, some of the earlier ones you can drop 1 torpedo or take it out, but this guy always dropped 2, 4. So to do that, you just right click on the Mark 46 and left click on it, right click on it, and select Salvo 2.
Engage track 7019. Salvo fire.
So this will be interesting to see if this guy picks up these torpedoes coming through his baffles. If he doesn't drop any noisemakers or anything like that, we know he hasn't heard them.
Whip it away.
I didn't drop 2. Anyway. No, it did.
Roger, turn 342.
We'll just follow the rear torpedo here and see what happens. Looks like they're tracking correctly. I don't think their active sonar is activated yet, so they're just searching at the moment. Oh, there we go. As soon as you hear that active ping, they've detected it, and that other torpedo is coming down. Yeah, you can just see the outline of the sub there, just in the foreground, but he's he's deep, so. Apologies about the pinging noise. Got 2 fish, hot, straight, normal, looking like they're tracking the target very well. Yeah, so it's definitely, he's not hearing them because he hasn't put out any decoys yet.
7019.
That looks like it hit him right in the propulsion area.
Track 7020 is classified. Hostile,
Awesome. All right.
urgent.
That was two good hits. So we'll just see what happens with this guy and see if he actually sinks. Sometimes they might need another torpedo, but we'll see what happens. But you can see his propulsion stopped, so he's definitely got some critical damage there. There are variances of the torpedoes here. So the aircraft, they do the lesser Mark 46, which aren't as potent or powerful. Whereas the submarines, the Los Angeles class, they have the Mark 48, which are definitely a lot more longer range and will take out a submarine pretty quickly. Just mark his position. Alright, cool. So this is the end of the mission, guys. I'll just hit this message. So all civilian shipping threats have been destroyed as per SRG tasking. Naval warships are resuming patrols and aircraft are returning back to their respective bases. And on that note, I'd really like to thank you guys for tuning in. It's been fun, and I hope you like this mission. Like I said, I will try and put it up on Steam Workshop in the next few days. But yeah, I'll make some tweaks to it if I need to. But yeah, thanks very much, and take it easy, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers, bye.